As these things go, I think I'm a pretty easy person to date. I'm fun, I'm easy to get along to, easy to talk to. What else is there? But I do have a blind spot, which is I'm not aware how much my partner might feel towards me, like if their feelings devolve or evolve or increase or decrease. I'm just not part of that journey. I'm not paying attention, And I know a lot of people who are very keyed in. I had a friend who asked their partner if they were on a sinking ship, would he save her or their dog? That is not a question I would think to ask. Another friend of mine was frustrated because their relationship was not moving fast enough. And I don't know what that means. Like, where are they going? For the most part, I don't think this is that big of a deal, but it does mean that I have been blindsided by things that I have been told other people would have seen coming. For example, one time I'm going for a hike with my boyfriend. This is a North Country audience, many of you know. One of the worst things that can happen when you're on a hike is to get an annoying song stuck in your head, because there's something about the rhythm of hiking that once the song is in your head, you can't get it out, right? And this time, I had the song, There Was an Old Lady Who Swallowed a Fly. And I could not stop singing it out loud. And I was committed to a rendition that was wholly my own. I was 100% walking through the woods singing, but I don't know why she swallowed the fly. Perhaps she'll die. I didn't say it was a picnic to date me. I'm no catch. You definitely have to be patient and maybe a little hard of hearing. So the whole time I'm singing, Jean-Paul is very quiet. I assume all the better to appreciate the nuances of my performance. But it turns out, I had no idea, obviously. When we got to the top of the mountain, he planned to ask me to marry him. I had no idea. I mean, he did plan this whole weekend in Lake Michigan, and he was acting all weird, but I was just not on that journey. So obviously, we are in two very different headspaces. He is contemplating a major life decision, and me, he swallowed the fighter's vegetative, but I don't know why. Yeah! Disaster loomed. So we get to the top, and he's got this whole speech planned, right? And he's trying to get my attention, because I'm still like, wheel and wheel and wheel. And he's like, Tilly, eyes on me, look at the birdie, look. And he starts talking about like oysters, and when an oyster accepts a single grain of sand, it becomes a pearl. And honestly, it might have been really beautiful, but I wasn't really paying attention, because even then I didn't see what was happening, right? Like, I just thought he wanted to talk about oysters, and I wasn't in the mood. So, as far as I'm concerned, out of nowhere, sorry. I swear, I'm so sorry. Out of nowhere, right? He's on a knee. Like, I couldn't have been more surprised. It was like a fist out of the lake, right? And so he asked the big question, right? Tilly, will you marry me? And into the shocked silence that followed, I farted. How's that for a fairy tale moment, right? What is wrong with me? Who does that? And Jean-Paul was like, oh no, this is a good thing. You're just very moved. But I don't know. And that was the thing about Jean-Paul. He was always spinning everything I did into the best possible light. Like, oh, you're not being selfish. You just passionately want that thing or something, right? And that might sound great, but it it doesn't feel great. You don't feel very seen, or real. So years later, I'm walking along the beach with another man. And out of nowhere, you all are not going to believe what he does next. I mean, he did arrange this whole weekend in Cape Cod, and he was shivering. I thought he was cold, so I was thinking, next time, wear a jacket. You don't see me shivering, I'm fine. Not a care in the world. So I managed to not fart this time, so huzzah. But I did. He said, Tilly, and because I still didn't see what was happening, I said, Joe. Because I thought it was funny. What is wrong with me? Next time, third time will be the charm, I'll get it right. But I said yes, but I was freaking out the whole time. I'm like, this is crazy. Don't you think this is crazy? This is crazy. And Joe, who's very patient and a little hard of hearing, actually, he said, well, we have been living together for 7 years. Where did you think this relationship was going? I was like, going? I don't know, So that night, we're in bed. He's asleep, and I am not doing okay. I am spiraling into a pit of panic. And I realize I have to leave now. I have to run away. I can't. It's the Cape. There's got to be a bus, right? So I get up, and I cross the room, and I reach to get my boots. And I always wonder what would have happened if I didn't turn around, but I did. I looked at Joe, and he was in bed, wide awake, looking at me like... He knew I was freaking out. And he didn't try to sugarcoat it or anything. He's like, yep, she's being crazy. An added bonus, he thought it was funny, which honestly is very helpful. But suddenly, all those worries and anxieties and fears that I thought just made up me just evaporated. And wordlessly, I turned around and I got back into bed. I may have a blind side, but I know unconditional love when I see it. Thank you.